Event point. Exterior, Arizona desert, day. A dirt road through the empty desert at the base of a tall, rocky hill. On the crest of the hill, there's a sudden distortion in the air. Then, Samantha Hammond, 30s, long red hair, very pretty, fighting fit, appears out of nowhere, a long, hard-sided case in her hand. She sits down. Exterior, Arizona highway, day. A long ribbon of empty asphalt under a blistering sun. Heat shimmer rises from the baking pavement. Barren terrain. Sand, rocks, cacti, and creosote bushes. A rushing roar draws closer. Then a black, beat-to-shit Ford Ranger pickup flashes past. It's hauling ass. Exterior, Arizona desert, day. Samantha opens the hard case. A long-barreled sniper rifle in 2 sections, nestled in foam cutouts. There's a scope, 2 magazines, a long sound suppressor, and a pair of latex gloves. She pulls on a pair of gloves, then assembles the weapon with easy familiarity. She squirms onto her belly and aims at the dirt road below. The rifle is concealed in the shade of a rock. She briefly looks through the scope, then leaves the weapon in place and sits up to drink some water. Exterior, Arizona highway, day. The Black Ranger is flying down the highway, passes a much slower moving car. Exterior, Arizona desert, day. Samantha is seated with her back against the rock, eyes closed. Her watch begins beeping an alarm. She silences it without opening her eyes. She drinks more water, then rolls onto her stomach, pulls the rifle to her shoulder, and works the charging handle. Peers through the scope with a hand on its knob. Through the scope. The view blurs briefly as she makes adjustments, then sharpens into a perfect clarity on the dirt road. From the far side of the hill, a truck noses around the bend. It's a sheriff's truck. Comes to a stop, dust swirling. A beat, then. Deputy 1, 40s, white male, tall and beefy with a broad, toothy smile. And Deputy 2, 40s, Hispanic male, angry, shorter with thick arms and an aggressive mustache. Step out, each turning a circle to check the area. Deputy 1 lights a cigarette as Deputy 2 finishes a conversation on a satellite phone.
What'd he say?
He's got the cash. Meeting us tonight in Phoenix.
Deputy 1 nods and turns a slow circle. Surveys their surroundings. Antsy. Can't see Samantha at the top of the hill. Checks his watch.
Clock's ticking on Bobby.
Fuck Bob! He's dead as soon as we have it. Can't leave him running around with what he knows.
His whole fucking family, too. Don't need them stirring shit up once he's gone. $2 grand of the war will take care of the brother.
We hit the parents. Make it look like a home invasion gone bad. Like last time.
Deputy 1 grunts and nods in agreement. He drops his cigarette onto the dirt and grinds it out with his boot. On Samantha. Focused on the rifle scope.
Shouldn't litter, asshole. It's ecologically unsound.
She pulls the trigger. The rifle bucks, but there's not much sound. A brass shell casing is ejected and twirls through the air, glittering in the sun. Deputy 1's chest explodes in a spray of blood and bone. She shifts slightly, pauses a fraction of a second, and fires again. Deputy 2 is diving for the truck, hand clawing for his gun. The bullet finds his hip, sending him tumbling across the ground. Screaming incoherently, he tries to drag himself toward safety. Through the scope, the crosshairs come to rest on his face, his terrified features crisp and clear. The sound of another shot, the scope moving slightly with the recoil. Deputy 2's head explodes. On Samantha. She watches through the scope for a beat, then shifts the rifle. Through the scope, the crosshairs come to rest on the windshield of the sheriff's truck. We see the lens of dash cam. Another muted thump, and the view jumps from recoil. The windshield and camera are shattered. Samantha sits up and calmly dismantles the rifle, retrieving the 4 spent shells. She returns everything to the case. Standing, she takes the case and slowly picks her way through the rocks and down the hill. As she approaches the bodies, she draws a holstered pistol and aims it at them. Keeping her weapon trained, she walks forward and checks each with the toe of her boot. Satisfied, she holsters the pistol and looks around. She checks her gloves for tears, then drops the tailgate on the police truck and hops up. sits with the hard case around her lap and her feet swinging freely, like a little girl, amusing herself. She waits.